Hi everyone, my name is Mahani Abdul Malik. Today I will be discussing on an abstract subject that is memory. It is not something that can be easily explained, but I will try to describe it in the simplest way possible. Let's first look at what is memory. Well, in a way, a memory is like a storehouse that keeps everything you know. It enables us to know who and where we are, all our experiences, knowledge, skills, and the people and places related to us. For us to go through the process of remembering, we need to first acquire, then store, and of course, retrieve what was kept. In order for us to acquire, we need to sense and encode, then transform the data into something that can be stored into the memory. Retrieval occurs when the data from the memory is fetched mentally when it is needed. So, how are memories stored? According to Atkinson-Shiffrin, the multi-store model is an interaction of three memory systems, which are sensor memory, short-term, and long-term memory. Sensory memory holds sensory impressions received from the sensory organs for a very brief period of time. There are actually two types of sensory memory. They are the iconic memory and the echoic memory. The iconic memory has something to do with visual stimuli, and echoic memory has something to do with auditory stimuli. Iconic memory will last for a very short time, about less than 0.5 seconds. For example, remembering a picture you just saw. Echoic memory, on the other hand, is a sensory memory for sounds, and this can last slightly longer, that is between 3 to 4 seconds. Echoic memory is important for us to comprehend and understand language, as it is important for us to remember the sounds which form the words. Sensory memory can only last for a short period of time. So, how is it that we can remember lengthy phone numbers? So you see, sensory memory stores raw data just long enough for the memory to begin processing the sensory stimuli and to select the most vital data for further processing in the next memory system. However, if we happen to be unconscious for any reason, the process of forming a permanent memory may be prevented. That explains why when we meet with a serious car accident and we become unconscious, we cannot remember what has happened. Since it is quite impossible to remember everything, we need to pay attention to the most significant information so that it will be selected to go to the working memory, or what we call as short-term memory. The unrelated stimuli will not be absorbed into the short-term memory. Why is it more often called working memory rather than short-term memory? Well, this is because it is an area in between sensory memory and long-term memory, or LTM, or rather a form of mental workspace which holds the raw data together before going into the LTM, or has a holding space for data retrieved from LTM for ongoing tasks such as finding our way home. So that explains why when we don't pay attention in class, we don't remember what is being taught. Short-term memory, or STM, works slightly differently, as it does not rely on time or quantity. Just remember that the memory can only remember about 7 to 2 words at a time, but this varies depending on how complex the information is, your age, and some other things. That is why phone numbers started with 7 digits, as it is the number of digits humans can remember without getting confused. Children process data more efficiently as they get older. Growth in working memory capacity reflects gains in processing speed. Is it possible to increase our capacity at the working memory, since it can only recall about 7 items at a time? A technique called chunking can be used to resolve this inadequacy by breaking the data into blocks such as 03-631-7457 can be chunked as 03-631-7457. Let's look at long-term memory. What goes into long-term memory or LTM? If you repeat, revise information or experience it in many times, it goes into LTM. Relating data that is already in the long-term data could also help. Or elaborative rehearsal with many means of doing it, such as when we study and use visuals, as well as our voice to read it out loud. Then an integration of memory between iconic and echoic can help put information into our long-term memory. The limit to our long-term memory is unknown. Most LTM lasts a long time, possibly a lifetime. LTM hold all the knowledge we have stored, the skills we have picked, and all our past experiences. It can be kept in a semantic form, visual images, sounds, and even odors.